But yeah, let's see. Here, let me turn this down a teeny bit as well. Let's see if I actually know what I'm doing. I do have all my save files on here. Here they all are. They're all on here. See, look, there's this one. That cool looking go-karts I built that one time. We've got all of... Yeah, this is the one. Where is it? This is the one with the ugly building that I built around a... Hang on, I have to show this. I was looking at this yesterday. I tried building a building around the slide, and it came out looking really bad. But, we are done with the main game scenarios. This is where we left it in Wait. Excuse me. Wait, what the how did I... Hang on a second. Why didn't it save that I beat the main game scenario? Okay, apparently my save files are in, but I didn't... Okay, I think I forgot to back something up or whatever. But the point is, we did beat all of these. We did beat all of these. You can go look in the VODs. We beat all 21 of these. So we're moving on to the second tab. I'll get that fixed for next time, hopefully. We're moving on to the second tab. This was all the stuff that was included in the original release of the game. And then this was an expansion pack. This was an expansion pack. I don't know where these parks come from. They came from somewhere. But these are the expansion packs, which they actually included in the Xbox version. And because of that, there are 86 total scenarios, I think it is. So, got a lot of work to do. Anyway, I guess we're doing Whispering Cliffs today. I have no idea how long this one's going to be. Okay, cool. It looks like it's going to be a 3-year one, so it'll be a little under 3 hours then. Each year in this game is, like, supposed to be, I think it's like 47 minutes or something, but because the Xbox version lags, depending on how much stuff you've got on screen, each year in-game can be anywhere from, like, 46-ish minutes to, like, an hour and 10 minutes. So but a good rule of thumb is that a 3-year scenario is gonna be about 3 hours to beat. So what the hell is this scenario exactly? What are we doing? Also, how do I play this? It's this and then this. Our objective is to achieve a park value of 17,000 at the end of 17,000. Is that a lot? I have no idea if that's a lot or not. This park does look weirdly shaped. Like, what is it? Which land is mine? Hang on. Yeah, so we have to build the park just on this. Just on this strip of land. Can I even buy, like, can we get, like, construction rights? Anything? Land not for sale, land not for sale. Construction rights not for sale. So 17,000 in park value. Entirely on this weird strip of land. Yeah, sorry that it's so blurry. I can't get 480p out. Maybe ever. So it's 480i, so it looks like trash. Let me know if it's if the interlacing is an issue. I'm not sure. Actually, I think the way I've said it right now, the interlacing is an issue. Where is the interlacing? Maybe we'll do like this might fix it. That has the potential to fix it. Ooh, we start with the chairlift. Let's go. See where... First thing I want to do is dump all my money, or rather, max out the loan, of course. How are we going to build that kind of park value? I feel like, we're going to have to build very vertically, I think. Can I build, like, down in the... Yeah. Or wait. Do I actually own down here? Like, do I own this? Yes. Oh, is the text all shaky? It looks completely fine in OBS, but oh yeah, no, that does not look good. Why is it doing that? No, it looks terrible. Why is it all shaky? Deinterlacing. Maybe this. That looks like shit. What if I do plus that? Looks really bad. Man. If I do like this, I think this is the best it's gonna get. No, we've still got audio. If I open a menu, you can hear the little sound. I think this might be as good as it's gonna get, but if it's all like messed up somehow, let me know. See, we need entrance and the exit. Hello? Entrance? Can I not? Entrance and exit. Where'd I put that exit? I can't actually see the exit from this angle. Hang on, we can like see through ground, I think. Remove vertical faces. Yeah. Oh, good. The flashing is starting. Hmm. Raise or lower land first. Oh yeah, you can't like dig through ground in this game. It's really annoying. I forgot about that. Well, this thing's got an absolutely massive queue line. I don't know if this is a good idea or not. Actually, I know this is a terrible idea. Hang on, we can... but then see, because the exit is there... We can do this. And then we can... Yeah, I think I'm going to be building a lot of this park underground, honestly. Like all the queue lines and stuff. I think a lot of it's going to have to be built underground. Anyway, I can do this. Oh, but then that's like that. That's kind of weird. Then I can do this. Wait, do I own this? Oh, I own land out here. Okay, well, let's just do this then. Bam. I didn't realize that fence wasn't real. Okay, sick. And then we can open that. Is this charging? No, good, no admission fee. That means this, whatever. Plop down like the... But we can sort of build on water for a lot of this stuff, I guess. Hang on, no, we want to build the exit there. We want to build the entrance, like, on this side, I think. And the exit here. And then we do... I don't know how much... I don't know if I usually had that kind of park value. 17,000 in my old parks. How do I do this again? There's like... I forget how to build good path. Clearly. Something like that. That's good. Get this open. You know, honestly, I should get rid of this path. This is sending guests down the wrong way. This is like setting a bad example for the guests. I do have an Xbox. It comes with a number of problems. I don't know how this has happened to me. I'm like incapable of buying an Xbox that can output video. I don't know why. You'd think it's my fault because it keeps happening to me, but I swear they just come like this. A bunch of guests down here too. Yeah, you start with all of this path that just baits the guests into going places you don't want them to go. Not very helpful. Well, there. Now they'll all go to my rides, hopefully. But yeah, I think this whole park is gonna actually be built. Like, if we've got... Yeah, we've got access to a little bit of water on, like, the whole... Yeah, for the whole length of the park. So we're just gonna... We're just gonna build a bunch of stuff in the water, probably, and it's gonna be really weird. Hang on, I have a really good idea. Can I get this thing in the pit, like, in here? I don't know if I own... I probably don't own that land. I probably don't own any land behind this bridge. But imagine if I did. Yeah, I don't own that land. Hang on, can I do this? That's kind of cool, actually. I think the problem is that I have to get this path to connect. Can I get this, like, around here? Yes, okay. And then this needs to go down earlier, maybe? And then, there you go. Okay, I probably should have built the other one first. Hang on. I'm gonna spend so much money on paths. I'm gonna spend so much money on paths this scenario. It's gonna be a mess. Yeah, I do have a bunch of money. I should maybe build a roller coaster. We should maybe just start with, like, a good coaster. Oh, damn, we've got... I don't know if we've ever had the Virginia Reel before. I don't know if the expansion packs came with extra ride types, but I feel like I've not seen the Virginia Reel. That being said, I don't think I want to build the Virginia Reel, because I think they spin around and they'll have, like, terrible nausea stats or something. I don't know that we've definitely not had this, the wooden side friction roller coaster. I actually have no idea what this even is. We should build one. How do I build this? How do I build this? Dude, we still have a bunch of people going the wrong way, even though there's not... Oh, wait, hold up. It's about to rain. I forgot about that. I forgot about the stall tech. Hang on. And we've got the kiosk, too. Hold up. Not taking good advantage here. Let me get this thing open, just so that we're making some amount of money off the umbrellas. Okay, the thought just occurred to me after 61 hours of this game. that it might actually be faster to mash to get the umbrella price up, and yes, it's totally faster to do that. And I'm dumb for playing so many hours of this game without ever thinking of it. I think I'm gonna have to put up, like, no entry signs to get people to stop going the wrong way. They won't stop going the wrong way. Where are those? No entry sign. Now I'm just gonna stick this here. No entry. Huge amount of the park off limits. So eventually everyone will filter out and they'll have to go on my rides. How much money did I make from that? Pretty good. Well, $100, not that good. I guess I'm gonna need, like, bathrooms and stuff too. Hang on. Guess I have to build all the amenities. This. I don't think we had a hot dog stall before. I feel like all this stuff is, like, new for the expansion. Did we have hot dogs? We definitely had fries, but I don't know about the dogs. That open. Gonna have to hire some people. Gonna have 2 free roaming dudes for the time being. Get mechanic. I'm not gonna bother, like, zoning them for now. Okay, cool. Everyone's already filtered out of here. I'm gonna end up rebuilding all this path later, but I mean, maybe not. I don't think I think this path is bad, because, like, think about it. The path is going, like, right down the center of our plot of land. I think we want it down the edge to maximize usable space. I think they like, bait you with bad paths at the start of this. Oh shit, they're mowing the lawn. Stop that. I forgot they would do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Yes. I'm also going to accidentally delete a lot of the fences that keep them from falling off. But, you know, skill issue if they fall off, honestly. Get you on that. Get you back on land. Perfect. Yo, Crazy, thank you for the 48 months. I appreciate it a ton, Crazy. I hope you are doing excellent. Alright, what are we gonna do? I need to build a coaster of some kind. Otherwise, we won't make any money, and then I'll fail the scenario. Oh yeah, that reminds me as well. Max... Where's research? There's research. Max funding. Don't care about shops and stalls. Don't care about scenery. Don't care about ride improvements. But yeah, I want to build whatever this is. So we're gonna build one of these. I think probably we can start it like... It has to start up though, because of this hill. Like, we actually have to have it start like this, which is kind of weird, but that's what we're gonna do. Too high for supports already. Doesn't have anything, like, special. It doesn't have steep slopes either. What does this thing do? It doesn't... This coaster might be a piece of junk. I think we're not building this, actually. I think we're not building this. Never mind. I should, though. It's new. It's new. We have to make this work, even though it might suck. Questionable opinion on theme parks? I don't know that I have one. They're cool. There was a lot of theme park discussion back when I was playing this. But I'm not sure that I have strong theme park takes. I'm not like a theme park YouTuber, you know? I don't have opinions about these things. See, is this gonna be okay? No, it's not okay. Like, the only one that was by me was Six Flags Great Adventure in New Jersey, which did have the world's tallest roller coaster until they demolished it, just because they hate fun, I guess. But, you know, did I just build the same exact thing again? To be honest, Six Flags Great Adventure was not that great. And I was there not that long ago, like a couple of years ago. And it was exactly the same as it was when I would go there as a kid. Like, completely unchanged in, like, a concerning way. Where it was like, damn, have they built anything in the last 20 years? Have they cleaned these bathrooms in the last 20 years? That's kind of what it was like. I think if I do this, we can make it work. I do have to do a little bit of digging, though. I'm using a lot of our land here, too, in, like, a not-so-good kind of way. Let's see, can I do, like, a... Do we want to turn this left and make it a really long ride? I think I do. Yeah, it was a maintenance thing. King Dakar was closed, like, 98% of the time. Not 98, that's a bit of an exaggeration. But, man, that ride was always closed, it felt like. I never went on it. Because I heard it was bad, and then it would be closed, like, most of the time I was there. But still, imagine having the tallest roller coaster ever, and then closing it, and replacing it with nothing. That's just, like, a shame. IMO. No. I will not be doing the other campaign. We are going to bring back... The only game that I'm bringing back, aside from this one, is Arctic Thunder, because I legit didn't beat Arctic Thunder. And that's something that's been bothering me for a long time. So we're gonna bring that back, but, like, that's it. I don't even know where I'm building right now. This could be anywhere. Oh, here we are. This is like a crazy-ass roller coaster. How much money do I have? Okay, I still have a lot of money. We can finish the ride. But this is a giant-ass roller coaster. That also looks terrible. Yeah, we gotta get this thing up to finish it. The supports look really bad. Like, there's no hiding that. Maybe if I do like a... how do we get this thing into its station now? Because, see, that's not lined up. And there's no... Do we have S-bends? Oh, we do have S-bends. But it does mean I have to build, like, way out here to fit an S-bend in. Does that get me to 15? That looks like 15. It's hard to tell because it looks like crap. Is there something else here? There's something else here that's causing a problem. Land not owned by Oh, it's because we're at the end. Yeah, you can totally just build on top of other rides. You can build a really sick, like, vertical park where everything is just stacked on top of everything else. You can totally do that. Looks quite wrong. Oh, hang on. Now we just S-bend right, and we're in there. This ride will almost certainly not work, but I just want to see it run. I just want to see it run. Did I actually forget the chain lift? Yeah. Okay, reason number one why the ride's not working. No chain lift. All right, there we go. Let's try it. Oh, it launches like little individual cars. I didn't know what to expect. The thing about cruise ships, I feel like cruise ships are really interesting. Like okay, it makes it. Like as like feats of engineering and as like a product, I find them really interesting. The way it's like the proposition of like we built a whole city, basically a whole ass city on a boat, and then here it is. I think that's kind of sick, but like I don't know. I would personally never ever get on a cruise ever, because I just can't help but associate cruises with like disease or the movie Titanic or the real life thing that happened Titanic, or you know, just like I'm good, you know? I feel like I'm good. But you know, I support other people going on cruises because I think cruise ships are really cool. I don't know. I would just like... It would really bother me that you can't get off the ship, you know? I mean you do. Like, you objectively do get off the ship at ports, but like it would just I don't know. Like when you're like at sea, it would bother me that like you are at sea and it's like, no, you can't get off the ship right now, no matter how much you want to. It's just like, I don't know. And I mean, that's true of like airplanes. But I don't know. What I'm trying to say is I just like uniquely don't trust cruise ships, I guess. But I do think they're cool. This thing doesn't go very fast, does it? And then that swinging ship in the way again. Can I just go like that? No, because swinging ship in the way. Who built that swinging ship there? That's a terrible place for that thing. Yeah, I feel like every couple of years there's a story about a cruise ship where everybody catches some kind of horrible disease. There was just one like 2 months ago. There was one at the start of COVID. And it's just like, I don't know. I mean, my sister goes on tons of cruises. My sister is an old person at heart. She loves cruises. How far does this thing go down? Can we maybe make this more of a drop? And like come in here? Can't build partly... The whole can't build partly above or below ground thing really bothers me. I feel like that's that should have been fixed. That's like kind of an annoying thing about this. I do not come from old money. The family is not loaded. My sister just has a job. And she spends all of her money on vacations, so she's constantly on vacation somewhere. But I think that's where all of her money goes. Which, I mean, fair enough, you know? Like, that is definitely, like, the no kids life, right? You just get to spend all your money on vacations instead, I guess. And I mean, what else is there to work for and make money for and shit? Can't build partly above and below ground. Yes, she does. She does have her own place. She's like married and stuff. She's much better established than me as a person. I'm the disaster of the family, except not anymore. Now I've also got a legitimate adult job, so there. But she's fine. She's completely fine. How do I even fix this ride at this point? Like, what are we doing here? Oh, that's like weirdly there. Hang on. I think we just do this. And at some point I'm gonna have to stick a chain lift on this. Where are we at here? We need to get to 15. Yeah, this is like, I remember this from when we were last playing this. It always seems like such a good idea to start with the station high and then end with like a... But then you have to end with the chain lift and it just like looks like crap and it's like not fun to build. I think this is gonna be the whole ride and the ride is just gonna like suck horribly. Because, like, now we just have this weird ending. I think this is how it has to be, though. This is a terrible ride that I've spent half of a year and $10,000 on. That hill is going to be fine because because it is. So I'm not worried about that. Alright, I think we're going to be fine. And the only problem, really, is how incredibly boring the end of the ride is. Hang on, I have an idea. I have an idea for how we can fix the end of the ride. Let's calculate the stats. Let's see if the stats are at least acceptable on this thing. The stats might be, like, complete awful, and then we have to change it. You know, I'm gonna accept that. I'm gonna accept that. And anyway, here's how we're gonna fix it. For the ending, anyway. Right here, we are gonna put... Oh no, there's no photo. Never mind then, we're not fixing it. I was gonna put the photo there, so that at the really boring end of the ride, it would take their picture. But nope. Nope. Alright. This ride sucks so bad. Oh, that reminds me, I should open up the thing. Where even is that in settings? Viewer rewards. It's like right there now. I should open up the name a thing and the name a thing channel points redemption. So you can name this hideously ugly roller coaster with bad stats. I think we actually want the entrance to be on the other side of it. Too high for supports. Oh my... You've got to be shitting me, dude. I can't build over the... Never mind then. We can't put the station, either part of the station, on this side. Gotta be all on this side. Wait, why didn't that... Hang on. Entrance. Here, sure. I'm not even really sure how we're gonna do this. We definitely want... We gotta, like, min-max our bonuses here. So I'm thinking... We definitely do want this, like, over this, like so. And then... This is gonna be such a disaster of a park. We're building such a... It's not even been that long, and we're already at the figuring out how to build shit on top of each other phase of these things. Let's see, then this can go... Oh, that has to go way up. Hang on. Yeah. And then... Well, I mean, this had to go up anyway to get over that track, so it's kind of okay that I've done this to myself. It's almost like it's okay. It's kind of not, but it's almost like it is. I don't think this is gonna work, because that's way too steep. Yep. Except if I... Hear me out. I might have just dumped someone in the water there. I can't really tell. But I think that connects. Yes, that does connect. And now the only problem is that our hot dog stall needs moving. Which I don't know if I can do. I think all I can do is destroy it and build a different hot dog stall. Oh, wait, it would have been fine there. No, I did that for no reason. Here we go. Hot dog stall. Perfection. Alright, so... And now we can open the ride. And I can charge, like... How much for it? I would usually charge like $6 for a roller coaster, but I remember finding out that I could have charged way more. So we're gonna actually put this at $7.50. Yeah, I might have dumped someone in the water, but it's fine because they'll never find the body. They can't prove it. How many subs for the Dark campaign of Enclave? I'm not putting a number on that. I'm not coming back to Enclave. Look, here's the thing. if I start entertaining things like, okay, I'll come back and do the Dark Campaign of Enclave, people will start asking me when I'm gonna get all the Foals in Barbie, or when I'm gonna do the second campaign in Resident Evil 2, or all of this shit that I am just not doing, you know? So I have to I have to cut it off before it becomes a problem. We can't be entertaining these things. All right, I have to name this. This thingy is the disappointing finish. Um, the the There we go. Done. Great. What an ugly roller coaster. Best roller coaster tycoon game probably has to be. I mean, I feel like the correct answer is 2. 2 does seem to fix a lot of the problems that 1 has. And really the correct answer is OpenRCT 2 or whatever, because they've done all kinds of modifications to it, and like people build some insanely cool stuff in OpenRCT these days. So I feel like OpenRCT is the correct answer, but in my heart, the answer will always be 3. Because 3 is the one I played a ton of as a kid, and therefore it's the best. And obviously everything after 3 is just a train wreck. I don't even know if anyone's ever played any of the stuff that came out after 3. I actually own and have played Rollercoaster Tycoon 3D for the 3DS, and that game is just like straight up ass. It's basically a phone game. It might literally be a port of a phone game. I'm not sure, but that game sucks. And there's like a few others, but like nobody has played them, and they're terrible. So really, there's very few candidates for best RCT game, which is crazy, because it does feel like Roller Coaster Tycoon is something that like everyone knows and has played and has heard of, but they're just so. I feel like they've always been so unable to make another one. Like ever since, like think about it. Think about how like, I mean, not that Roller Coaster Tycoon is super relevant, but like everyone knows it. Meanwhile, they haven't made a good game since like 2004. And every once in a while, they just put out a terrible game that nobody plays. And yet somehow, like, the first game is such a big hit that it's like still a thing. I don't know. Something about Roller Coaster Tycoon is weird and interesting in that way to me. But it's weird that they've not been able to make a good one. It does kind of seem like sure, this is a very complicated game in terms of like the amount of simulation happening under the hood is like there's a lot, but it doesn't feel like it's not like Chris Sawyer was the only guy on Earth who could have done it, you know? Like surely there are devs out. I mean, Planet Coaster exists, I guess, but like I don't know. It's just weird that they've never been able to make one. We should do a log flume. I think we're gonna build it facing this way. This might be a terrible idea that I regret later. Yeah, I guess so, but none as hard as Roller Coaster Tycoon. Do I really have to like... Okay. I really have to do it like this. I'm taking up like all of my underground retail, or real estate rather, on this flume. So this better be like the best flume ever. Oh, great. And then I can't even, hang on. This is the stupid can't build inside and outside rule. Well, who made Qbert? I feel like that probably answers the question. It was probably like, I don't know, is Qbert an Atari game? I feel like the reason is because Qbert sucks and Pac-Man is awesome. But that's not a very precise reason, is it? We want this to go down to water level, and then I somehow have to get it back. Gottlieb, like I mean, in that case, like Williams, which I think ended up with Midway. So, I mean, I don't even know. If I had to guess who owned Qbert today, it would be Midway. Log flume in the way. Oh. See my problem. Like, I'm gonna have to... Footpath in the way. Where even am I? Actually, Sony owns Qbert? Well, that's a reason for why there's no Qbert then. It's because they would have to make like a cinematic quadruple A, like dramatic narrative about Qbert, and that's not possible, so they'll never make it. Oh, Gottlieb were acquired by Columbia, who were later picked up by Sony. That's a weird... I mean, Gottlieb making video games is just weird in general. I would have... For some reason, I had it in my mind that they ended up with, like, Midway, but I guess not. Qbert would outsell God of War. Not convinced of that. I don't know about this flume. I think I might change. You know what we're gonna do? Here's how we can fix this flume. We're just gonna make it start over here. Log flume way. Oh, because of that. Well, this is going to be the most expensive log flume ever, so the people better like it. Log flume way. How is it still in the way? Oh, it's because I didn't actually change anything. How about now? Now we're good. And now that comes out of there. And then, I don't see how we connect this, but... Do I really still have to lower that? Hang on, we've... I think we have a problem. I think we've literally optimized the station out of our design. It's a perfect loop, but there's no room to put the station. I could put it right here. We've got like a Mobius flume going. It's just an infinite loop of flume. We could theoretically put the station right here and then just have the path go in there. That'd actually be kind of sick. Let's do that. It's kind of a weirdly paced ride, but I don't know. Maybe it's cool. It's only got 5 station as well, which is like not great. Entrance. A boat hire? Hell no. Definitely not like a free boat hire. The people cannot be trusted with a boat hire. We know this about them. Oh, wait, we have a problem. We're gonna have a problem connecting this path. It's gonna be hard to do because this is Q line. Actually, we're gonna be fine. Yeah, we just do this. We're completely fine. Are we? Are we completely fine? We sure are. Awesome. Flume is open. We can jack up the price on that too. I don't know, 460, sure. I wonder if people actually like this ride. There's a huge line for it. I have a lot of money as well. I didn't really spend that much on that log flume somehow, believe it or not. So we can put in another coaster, probably like... Building companies are using the game controllers for cranes, and the learning time is practically halved. Yeah, like, oh yeah, you already said that. Yeah, they use Xbox controllers for, like, drone striking people in the military. Obviously, there's the Logitech, yeah, the Logitech controller in the Ocean Gate sub, which... I mean, I remember that being a very popular controller. For whatever it's worth, I remember, I never owned one of those Logitech controllers, but I remember seeing a lot of those Logitech controllers, and there are a lot of people who swore by them. So, like, there are worse controllers. Like, I don't know. It would have been worse if they posted the picture or like the interview or whatever it was, and the submarine was controlled by like a GameCube controller. But you shouldn't use the steer. I mean, look, the steering is not the reason why the sub blew up. I'm not... I stopped following that story ages ago. I don't know if a final report ever came out that said exactly why they felt the sub blew up. But the answer probably is just that they built it wrong. Like, they definitely built it wrong. They didn't steer it into anything. They just built it wrong. And then it, like, failed. I don't know. Yo, what's up, Nate? Yeah, the final message recorded over the submarine to ground control was, these controls suck. It's dropping my inputs, man. Where do I put the roller coaster? Yeah, like the dude was definitely like a, you know, move fast and break things, except instead of things being like a website where it's inconsequential to break things, he broke a submarine with a bunch of people in it. you know, an industry you maybe shouldn't be moving fast and breaking things in. Yo, what's up, Rio? I hope we're back. This Xbox has all kinds of problems. For one, I can't get 480p out of it. For two, I can't get any kind of good video out of it. It has this weird flickering issue I have to resolve. Right now, we're fine, but I had to boot the game in a weird way to prevent the flickering, and even still, you sometimes see weird noise on the screen for like 1 frame. You'll get like a split second of like a weird line on screen or something like that, and I don't know how to solve that, but I don't know. The 480p thing, I'm gonna have to either just straight up HDMI mod the console, which I'm not gonna lie is kind of tempting. It's really expensive, but it's kind of tempting, because I do plan on playing hundreds of Xbox games. So like, you know, it's not the worst idea. Or I could buy like one of the nice retro tinks that does 480p pass-through, which those also are ridiculously expensive. So I don't know. And then it would still be like I'm relying on cheap component cables. So it's like, wait, I already built one of these. What am I doing? This was meant to be a Ferris wheel. Actually, is there a better place to put a Ferris wheel? We can get creative with this. Ooh, these are new rides. I'm not going to build space rings because I've seen the Marcel video where he claims that the space rings are the worst ride in the entire game. So I know that the space rings suck and I will not be building them. But the circus is new, I think. I don't know if I've ever built a circus. We did play Dino Crisis 3. Dino Crisis 3 was really bad. It did get played. This is kind of a cool spot. It's gonna be a bit of a challenge to get the path to work. This is kind of a cool spot. Yeah, like that smacks right into the thing. We have to like get really fancy with this. That smacks right into that. I can't just turn this around on itself, right? No. This might actually not be possible, unfortunately. Unless I have to use the forbidden technique. I'm gonna build the path underground. Actually, wait, this really only makes things so much worse. That's a terrible place to build underground. This might be impossible. Actually, wait, it's not impossible. We just have to also build this up. Which means that the queue line is going to be, like, really short. Unless I do, like, this. And then because of that, we can do, like... Actually, except now this still can't go up because of that. No, this is completely impossible. I think this is impossible. Like, if I do... No, because then I can't... Wait, yes. Then I can do this. And then... This can be... up one. Then like that. And then we're still just kind of screwed. No. I don't think this is possible. If we had like one more block here, if we had a tiny bit more space, this would be possible. Unless, hang on. No. If we had one more block there, this would be so possible. But I think there's literally no way to do this. I wonder if you could design a puzzle game about this. Like, building these paths. Wait, hang on. We've been restricting ourselves this whole time. What if we just stick the entrance on the other side? Can I even, like, get in there to do this? Okay, yeah. No? Where am I? I'm not even sure what I'm looking at right now. Something like... Okay, yeah, hang on, we've got it. Yes, we've got it. You can tell because of the sign. So check this out. Now we can get this, like, raised way up. And because we've got that, we've now got more room to work with this. We can now do, like, a... like a that. And then we can go up one more. And we're in there. We solved it. See, look, that valid puzzle game idea. I'm just saying, if any game devs are out there watching, puzzle game about having to make the stupid queue lines work in Rollercoaster Tycoon. Check this out. Now we can put it directly. This is even kind of cool looking, because now we can put it over this, and it's like they've got a little roof. And then that can just connect up right there. That's kind of sick. I think this worked out really nicely. That's kind of sick. What's our park value at? I have no idea if we're doing a good job or not. We might be doing a terrible job. Our park value is 8.3. All right. We have to get to 17,000, I think, is the goal. It's park value. Yeah, park value, not company value. Oh, yeah, park value. Wait. No, now it's coming back to me. Park value is, like, weird. Park value is, like, it takes into account the age of the rides. So you have to, like... Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. It's all coming back to me. Park value is a giant pain in the ass, actually. Yeah, this is scenario... That is correct. This is scenario 22 out of 86. The first 21 scenarios took me a combined total of 60 hours and 58 minutes or something like that. So, yes, this is going to take like 200 hours. That is what that means. I get this under there. I don't know if any turn is acceptable given how fast they're going to be going, but... Too high for support. I hate the way wooden supports look when they're not, like, actually supported. Actually looks kind of terrible. We're going to scrap that whole plan. Hopefully that's not too many G's. It probably is. I'm just kind of building randomly. Where am I? I'm like back here right now. I don't want this to be a bit more compact than it is. Well, actually, here's an idea. It is kind of compact in like a weird sort of linear way. Like, check that out. Oh, and then immediately too high for supports. Okay, that's gonna be a problem. I think we're gonna have to flatten this so we can build like under it. Because otherwise we can't. Otherwise I don't know what to do. Oh, but that's a problem as well. Huh. The stupid... That is annoying that we're having a problem with the port limit. I don't really know how to fix that. I guess I have to do this. We can bring it around here. Just dig this to be flat. Seems a little janky, but like I don't know where the entrance and exit are gonna go yet, but let's just test it. And it is gonna take 200 hours, but we play it only a little bit at a time, right? So you know, it doesn't feel like 200 hours straight of Rollercoaster Tycoon. It's not so painful. There's no shot that that was acceptable. The lat Gs, it does spike at 3.25. Is that acceptable? Nope. Nope, that is not acceptable. All right, and the peak is at the first turn, I think. I think literally the first turn, which I kind of saw coming. I did have to do the... That is a shame because that means my whole ride isn't viable because you have to fix the very first turn. Actually, wait. This is very fixable. Hang on. All we have to do is this. Move the path over, or move this over by 1. Just move the whole thing over by 1, and then we can fit a fully wide turn in, and that might fix it. Actually, this doesn't fix anything because there had to be... Why did this have to be here? Why did this have to be a sharp turn, and then this one doesn't? That's just weird. Hang on. Maybe like this. And then... Oh, I guess I see why. Well, we can fix that, though. We can optimize the little molehill out of here, which is a shame. I like my little molehill, but... We just do that. Then we can put... this here. And that there. Or just a floating... What is this? Why is there just a floating station here? Wait, why is this floating station just here? What is that? I keep Huh? What is that? Whenever I click on it, I can sell it for $52. And now it's gone. What was that? Incredibly mysterious. Why is my hill so janky? Also, I have no station now. I only have 2 station blocks after that. Why is my hill so janky? We have to get down to 16. If I do that, then we end up at 16. And it's just kind of sketchy. This is like all a bit weird. This is all a bit weird, but let's try that. Oh, entrance not yet built. And we're gonna need a better queue than, we're gonna need a better station than this. This is not acceptable. Also, to be honest, we're not doing very well here. I think we might just have to give in to the shuttle loop overlords at some point. Okay, our lat Gs are now staying below 3. Vert Gs are too high, though. That's the problem. I think lat Gs are not what's screwing me here. It's going to be the vert Gs, because, like, look at that. Oh, no, we're good. That's actually quite good. Never mind. Perfect. Now we just have to fix the fact that the ride sucks and doesn't have an actual station. That's really fixable. Like, actually, you know what we're going to do? We're just going to make this long bit the station. Because we've got this pointless long bit here. And there you go. It's a little weird, but that's what we're doing. I don't think... I'm pretty sure that's the edge of the park, so I couldn't put a path on that side. I think it has to be on this side. But then that's like that. Hang on. I have a better idea. Too high for supports. But I literally have pieces up here already. What the? Oh, it's because of that. Hang on. We gotta raise the land under here. Cool. That's like slightly too low though. Like we have to do, then that's gonna get me to 20. Oh, here we go. And then, so we've got this like weird, we've got a really weird looking hill here, but that lets me spread out the station stuff a little bit better. Like now I can put the entrance all the way over here, and the exit all the way over there. Let me just make sure this still works. Prince of Coaster Balatro Valley. What about Cave Story though? It'd have to be Prince of Coaster Balatro Valley Story. I can't think of any other famously solo dev type games. But definitely Cave Story. Oh yeah. You can slap like a weird Toho subtitle on that too if you want. Hold up, I actually have access to my full corn collection again. I don't have to go download it. Where is this thing? Here it is. Completely unrelated to the currently playing game, but the corns arguing with each other. That's what the valley's for. Stardew obviously gets representation. How do I connect this path to anything? Where even am I? I'm struggling to see pretty heavily. You know, here's what we have to do. Nope, can't do that. Minecraft did begin as a solo project. I don't know how long it was one before he started hiring people. I don't remember if Minecraft was still just Notch by the time I played it, which was like still in alpha. I feel like by that time he had a team. I remember there was some guy on the team named Jeb who everyone absolutely hated and blamed for everything wrong with the game. Was it Jeb? It might have been Jeb. I don't think I can... Hang on. I think we might have ourselves another big problem. Well, actually, we can just... This is an easy to solve big problem. I think if we just scoot the exit over one to there. And now we've got more time to get under the coaster, and so we're actually completely fine. And we can connect that. Turn that on. All right, cool. Actual good coaster, maybe. I didn't know Vampire Survivor was one guy. I mean, that makes sense, but I didn't know that. Oh, good. We're going to get to find out. There's a train coming. I may or may not live quite close to some train tracks. We're going to see how audible that is on the mic. Because of how crowded it is around here, they just have to, like, really lay into the horn as they pass by. So, we'll see if it gets picked up, like, in the background if I'm not even talking. It's a good ride. That's probably not going to increase my park value by that much, though, because park value is complicated. Park value is at 9.4. It's June of year 2. The peeps are happy, right? Yeah, they're basically happy. I haven't really bothered zoning the handyman. We'll see. We'll see if I end up having to. Oh, the train might have just passed without making that much noise, actually. Anyway, good ride. We've got all of this space out here. I'm really not making good use of my space. Like, I've sort of cut the path off. If I want to use any of this land, and I do, I'm gonna have to make a path that goes all around there because of how I designed the queue here. Bumper cars now available. Well, everyone loves bumper cars. I kind of want to build some of the other new stuff, though. Like, we got... Well, first of all, we have to build a chairlift, but that comes later. But we got Ghost Train. Huh, that's new. But we got the circus, we've got the Crooked House. I'm pretty sure the Crooked House is just the haunted house. Like, I think they're the same. I want to build the circus, though. Kind of a strange thing to have in your amusement park, I feel like. You know what? I have a really funny idea. We're gonna build the circus here, and we're gonna make this path go up the side, like scale the side of the mountain, or scale the side of the cliff. And so if you want to get from here to here, you're gonna have to like go way around. It's gonna be very inefficient. Maybe I shouldn't do that, actually. This might be a bad idea. Either way, there's going to be efficiency issues just because of poor path design. May as well commit. And we're covering the entire side of the mountain in scaffolding, which I don't like. Looks bad. But I think I have to get serious if I'm gonna not lose this scenario at this point, to be honest with you. The whole park value thing is kind of a challenge, because the rides depreciate. that, this. We gotta raise this even more. Ridiculous looking weird thing. I think it's the only way. Uh-oh. That's not good enough? Okay. If I also raise this, okay, now we can do it. Oh, but then the log flume is there? Oh my god. But then why am I even building out this side then? Hang on. And then that returns me to the original problem. We just have all this scaffolding hanging out the side of the cliff and it looks like ass. Log flume in the way. Who built this log flume, dude? That is so annoying. Okay, wait, maybe we're fine though. If I just keep building down. No. No. I think there's likely no way to do this. That doesn't look terrible. We just gotta go. We just gotta go for it. Park ruined. My beautiful park. It wasn't ruined before by all the other crap I built, but now it is. There. Does that actually connect to anything? No. This is how you get to the circus. This will open up some expansion opportunity, though. Like, that... Sure, this is a weird maze-like nightmare to get to the circus, but it was worth it, maybe. Because now we can kind of access this land over here. And actually, I can also have a path just kind of come down here so we can access the water there. Gonna build more, though. Probably another roller coaster. I feel like we have to just build wild mouses because there's like there's no way there's even enough room for anything else. Bunch of wild mice. That won't work. Yeah, and then we have a problem with support height. Okay, I'm not going to build this on this side then. We're going to build it on this side. Don't own that land. The circus makes like elephant noises. We super don't have room for that. Can I go the other way? Why is it even allowing me to do this? How... Look at how it just goes straight back into the station. That's interesting. And yeah, that just... The cliff really does make things, like, impossible. The cliff really does suck. You can. Like, I could totally just do that, but... It would be really expensive, and it would just not be worth it. Damn, do I have to do more somehow? How about now? And that still doesn't work. I mean, this turn is already, like, incredibly sketchy as is. If I... like that. And then we're at 13. I don't think I can. Hmm. 14, and then no, that doesn't quite work. Wish it did. Maybe I can do something like this. These turns are all so tight. This is, like, not gonna work. Car 7 on the disappointing finish hasn't returned to the station. Uh-oh. Gamers, that's all the cars stuck. Hang on. Hang on, we can fix that. The disappointing finish is about to get a little bit more disappointing. Straight chain lift at the end. I am so far from being fully certified, unfortunately. I'm nobody. I have no certification of any kind. Dude, that's... I'm like one... Hang on, if we do... But then that's not... But then that's not... Hang on. We do... This. This. Then we just start at 15, and then we bank it. And then, there you go. Maybe. This ride probably shouldn't kill people. If any part of it does, then it's the fact that these turns aren't sloped, or rather aren't banked on the downslope there. And then maybe vert G's, like right here, is just like, maybe that's a bit too much of an ass kicker, but I don't know. It's probably fine. That looked fine. It was incredibly short. I can't really build a larger ride. Like, I wonder if this is okay. But yeah, see? Totally fine. Stats are about what you expect, if I remember correctly. The excitement's kind of low, but like, oh well. I wonder if I can fit a path under there. Ouch, $82 paths. Yeah, I think we don't want the entrance to be on this side. Hang on. I think we want this to be... Actually, we can make this work. Let's do this. Interesting shape. But something like that. And then that. Then we just have to connect this. And then that's pretty much all I wanted to do with this space, I think. Please just be the correct height. It's not. It's not the correct height. Maybe that log flume in the way. Ah, there we go. Probably can't charge that much money for this. Maybe like $4.70, something like that. I don't know. Kind of a crappy roller coaster, but I don't know what else to do. Should hire more handymen, just generally. Or new mechanics. I only have one of them. For the whole park. So that's that. We've built a decent amount of stuff here. The park value is... Where is it? 11.4. Heading to the end of year 2. Yeah, I gotta like double my park value. You know what? Wait, do I not have... I don't have shuttle loop, do I? That's the challenge. I can't, because I don't have shuttle loop. Research? Are we... Hang on. Stop researching everything that isn't roller coasters. Please invent the steel roller coaster soon. Expected the 12th of September. I've never failed a scenario before. This is notably, like, I don't think we were ever asked... Were we ever asked to get 20k park value? I'm not sure. I remember we were definitely asked for 10. Because, that, like, mini park, we had to get 10. And I, like, really struggled with it. And now they're asking for 17. I don't know if we ever had to get this much before. Imagine if I put... Yeah, roller coaster in way. Wouldn't it be cool if the orb was in the middle of this loop? Everyone loves a good orb. This is a terrible idea. Yeah, can't even do it. No, this spot can't work. 15k for Katie's World. Not like that. How can I get in there? This angle will work. This is the only way out. Just do that. Connect that there. And then surely there's some way to connect this. I can do... kind of not really as long as a queue as I would like, but there's nothing I can do about it. There you go, bumper cars. Yeah, that's still got a super long line. That's still got a super long line. This does as well. All right, all of our rides have lines except this one, but this ride is absolutely in the middle of nowhere. I think people are just having a hard time finding it. Nobody's thinking much about it at all. Okay, a bunch of people did get on, I guess. I think I'm gonna hire a handyman, just have him zoned to this corner. Like, just covering that. That was a steel wild mouse. That's not what we're looking for. Well, they're gonna spam developing roller coasters now, so hopefully like every month or two, and then eventually they'll have to give us the steel coaster, right? I mean, if they haven't given it to us yet, it's kind of sketchy. Like, what if this scenario is just like part of the challenge is that you don't ever get the steel coaster? Also, I barely have any guests in this park. Like, this park actually sucks. I think I have to spend my 8K on another roller coaster and just make it good. Steel Mini, Steel Wild Mouse. Let's build a Steel Wild Mouse. It's a little bit more expensive than a wooden one, but I don't think we've ever... I think we maybe like one time had a Steel Wild Mouse, maybe. But mostly it was all wooden ones. Go with the big platform. Oh, was Diamond Heights 20K? Wow, alright. And you can just find it all online. Ooh, that's not gonna work. Yo, Froob, thanks for the raid. What is up? How was, what game are you doing today? You've been doing, like, the full series, right? You raided an interesting time. Today I am officially resuming Xbox thing. After, like, a 5-month hiatus or something. So, this is the first time I've gotten to play Rollercoaster Tycoon in, like... since January. My Xbox was broken, I didn't have it, and all this and all that. But yeah, what's up, everyone? If you don't know me, I'm Tapioca. I do speedrun a lot of Yakuza games, though currently I am trying to beat every game on the Xbox. And this is a game on the Xbox, believe it or not. We are playing the Xbox version of this. I haven't saved. I should save. There you go, little Xbox in the corner. There are 86 scenarios in this, and after 21 scenarios, we are 62.5 hours deep, so the total playthrough is probably going to be in the ballpark of 200 hours. Crazy. Ladition, I see. Ugh, that's not good. I'm not sure if this ride can work, but if it does work, look how sick it looks. As usual with my roller coasters, we will be accelerating into the station. Looks like you'll throw up. Yeah, these turns might be too tight. Like in hindsight, this turn is this is really probably almost certainly not gonna work. I mean, it'll like physically work, but this is a really high. This is a really high hill, so the height is gonna be a lot more than, or the speed is gonna be a lot more than I'm used to with wild mouses. This is probably gonna be weird. Like, this turn right here probably will just kill everyone who does it. What are our Gs from that? The lat Gs from that actually didn't quite hit -3. It might be okay. We might be okay. This might be a quality ride. Our vert Gs never really got worse than high 2s. We did kind of hit 3 right there. Is that going to be okay? Yes, awesome. Look at the intensity rating, 9.94. That might actually not be okay. Like, that looks like it's going to be okay, like, just barely. But, I think that maybe what might happen is once the humans go on it, their extra weight will make the ride go a little faster, and then that'll, like, screw things up, which I think this is actually a really easily fixable problem. I'm pretty sure there's nothing stopping me from just doing this. Oh, there's something stopping me from just doing this. But nothing stopping me from putting it here. And then that'll, like, buy me a little bit of extra. Like a tiny, tiny little bit of extra. I don't really know if that'll help. It should theoretically help, like, a tiny amount with the speed. And we want the entrance to be on that side and the exit to be on this side. Wrong way. Should probably... I feel like this is gonna have a long line. Let's do this. And then we have to connect this back up, which is gonna be a challenge. I don't think it'll be that bad, actually. I think we just have to, Frubraid Ketrob. The only time I've ever naturally drawn 94 viewers was Yakuza 5 Hundo, which, fair enough. Yakuza 5 Hundo was pretty sick. Oh, I thought those were gonna, like, connect. Oh, and then that's not even right. Hang on. Where am I? What am I even looking at here? Those things... Oh, I see. We're, like, off by 1 on the... Please. Thank you. Then we'll get that open. Hopefully this ride will actually work. Get a nice $6.20 charge on that. Pretty good. Gonna buy a bunch of mechanics just so that this never becomes a problem. I haven't seen any soccer-crazed Europeans around. I think it's possible that one of the games happening around now-ish is in Boston. Let me look that up. Yeah, it looks like, it looks like in 2 days there will be Scotland versus Morocco in Boston, which, I don't live in Boston, so... Was the Iraq-Norway game in Boston the other day? I don't actually live in the city, or immediately next to it, so I kind of doubt that any of the rowdy, like, football hooligans from Scotland are gonna make it this far out from the city. Oh, yeah, there were. I did see that video. I did see that video of the guy with the bagpipes going down the cop slide. I still don't really understand. I'm not sure if it was ever definitively figured out how the cop went that fast down that slide, you know? Like, how did he get that kind of speed while also being face first? Like, did we ever learn context? That's Rollercoaster in way. Oh, because that's 23. That makes sense then, that Rollercoaster is in way. Just make this, like, go around the back. So... Rollercoaster in way. We have a bit of a serious design problem here. Something like this. Actually, I've just fixed it. I've fixed it, and I've made the ride better while fixing it, probably. I think that connects. Let's see if this works. Yeah, the stadium's not like... I mean, I don't know exactly where the stadium is. Like, full disclosure, I moved up to, like, the New England, Boston area. I think it was about 3 weeks ago, maybe 4 weeks ago at this point. So, I am not an expert. on where anything is up around here. So what happened? What happened that caused that to not work? Can I just do, like, this? This does make the ride much lamer, but maybe this? It's a hairpin, but after a big hill, which makes it acceptable. Like, check that out. That was a completely, like... That was a totally on-the-rails type of coaster. That was fine. Yeah, those Gs are not even close to bad. Don't give me bad stats. 9.87 intensity, it's still kind of sketchy. The thickness of the riders might still screw me over. I did not intend to develop a burger bar. Oh, park value's up at 14K. We might actually not fail. Hold up. I might not fail. If I can build like 1 or 2 more coasters, then I think we're basically in there. No one wants to ride. They'll learn. They'll learn that the ride is good. Look at them all like walking up to it and then not riding it because it's too intense. Oh, I can't afford it. It isn't safe. Isn't safe? Huh? There's a difference between looks too intense for me and it isn't safe, I think. How... It isn't safe. What's wrong with my ride? The reliability is 98%. It's... The explosion was an old revision of the ride. That doesn't count. They can't hold that against me. That was a different era of me. I'm reformed now. I'm better. My rides are better. Alright, this ride is mostly sitting empty. Not a lot of people are making it out to this part of the park compared to other parts of the park. Maybe I have to build more stuff out here, but like... I don't know. I don't know what I could build that would attract everybody. Maybe the stand-up steel roller coaster. They're never giving me a normal steel roller coaster, dude. We're never gonna get the spam shuttle loop. Also, let me turn off. Oh, wait. Shops and stalls are off. Hang on. How did I develop a burger bar? Is it because it's because we're out of roller coasters. Yep. It's just not happening then. It's just not happening then. Hardly anyone's online for this. Do I have to lower the price? Oh, can't afford it. There's a lot of customers in the park that can't afford stuff, it seems like. I feel like that's not normally as big of an issue. Have they screwed over my stats? No, my stats are the same. I think maybe the peeps in this scenario, or the guests, or whatever you call them, maybe the guests just, like, don't... It's like, on average, prefer less intense rides. I feel like normally that wouldn't be an issue, but it's kind of being an issue. But I guess it doesn't really matter, because, like, Like, honestly, as long as the ride exists, it generates park value. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. So I think I don't really care if anyone's riding it, as long as I am still generating money from other stuff, then it's fine. Anyway, I have to somehow stuff another, like, 2 roller coasters into this park. Theoretically, I'm pretty sure this is the case, that you don't even have to... like... I'm gonna build another steel wild mouse. I like them. You don't even have to, like, open the ride or have anyone ride it at all, and it'll still contribute to park value. What if I tangle it up with this one? Would that be cool? What if I do this? This is not gonna work. There's a reason why this is not gonna work. Hang on, we gotta move this over by 1. Gets me to 27. The max height is 29, so that should probably work. Too high for supports. Damn. We just do this. Can I get away with this? Too high for supports. I might just have to, like, hear me out. This is gonna be a bit of a weird ride. This is gonna be a bit of a weird ride. Hopefully this turn won't kill everyone. Oh, no, that turn doesn't fit. I'm still kind of sketched out by this turn. Hopefully it doesn't kill everyone. And then that's way too high for supports. Yeah. That's too high for supports. Now, we do have to do the turn the other way. Then that's a roller coaster in the way. Unless I do that. I guess this is gonna work. The goal of, like, getting these rides tangled together didn't really happen. I've sort of built myself like an impenetrable wall of ride here, as it turns out. I don't think I can get anything in there. Not sure what they're trying to tell me. I'm sure it's fine. That could be a problem later. Oh, and then that's a problem. Maybe if I do, like... This is so not gonna work. Oh wait, I can do a turn like this? Alright. Where am I? It's really hard to see exactly what's going on. That's... Like, I remember complaining about this a lot. The visual style of Rollercoaster Tycoon is very charming, but the downside is that it can be really hard to see what's going on sometimes. Like, how is this not colliding with everything? Like, how am I building... Okay, ride entrance. That's lined up with that, apparently. I don't think I can get this ride out of where I've built it into. Maybe if I just, like, turn around. Can we get out there? Yes, we can. Roller coaster in way. This ride is, like, the stats on it are not gonna work because I keep having to use sharp turns to get out of to get out of, like, a corner. Yeah, no matter what direction I look at this in, it still just looks like nothing. Maybe if we do see-through, or is it? See-through rides, not see-through rides, invisible supports. This sometimes helps. Get rid of the clutter a bit. What? How? This still doesn't actually help that much. I have no idea why that turn works, but this turn doesn't. I think if we do, like... I'm just trying to, like, get the ride onto the ground. Okay, we've got the ride on the ground. The hairpin turn right after a hill is certainly a good idea. We're gonna finish it at least. We're gonna be able to test this and see how not usable it is in any way. If this doesn't work, I'm not gonna be able to fix it either. Like, there's no fixing this. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. I can't explain what's going on in there. Let's see, we're in May of year 3. And I guess if it doesn't... We could just... I mean, if it's park value, we could just open it anyway. Like, this turn right there kills us. That's GG, I think. That turn. That one as well, probably. See. Yeah, we peaked over 3Gs quite a bit there. It's only select... I mean, the intensity is so high that, like... Nobody's gonna want to ride it, even though technically the intensity is not so high that it has completely ruined the excitement. Like, the excitement is still kind of okay. But yeah, a lot of those turns are not good. I'm gonna be honest with you, though. I think if we open this, it's still gonna contribute to my park value. Even though it's just gonna sit here and do nothing. Like, I think I'm gonna keep this ride, because, like, I don't know. It's not doing nothing. You know, I can't get the time back that I spent building it, but I can at least try to cheese a tiny bit of value out of it, and then I'll build something better next time. I think I need to build a wild mouse that isn't huge. I think that's my problem. I think I gotta build something with less intensity. Problem is, that did sort of take up a lot of prime real estate. Like, I think we're gonna have to build the next ride down here. I'm thinking this one will only have a hill like this. And we're gonna make sure that there's, like, nothing too crazy going on in it. I'm not really good at building things that aren't crazy. I know. That's intended. Like, here's my ride. Maybe this ride will be more palatable. I think this turn is still gonna be is still not gonna be acceptable. To be honest, I think we still have a problem. What if I put in brakes? I guess I could have done that on that other ride too. I could have just added some brakes at any time, and then that would have maybe fixed it. But anyway, let's try this. That looks kind of cool. The entrance and exit both, like, on the sheer cliff wall. That actually looks kind of cool. Alright, yeah, this ride is incredibly boring. That's perfect. And it doesn't make it up the hill. Too boring. Wait, that's... Uh-oh. No, that's not what I intended. That's still gonna stick out like that. And there we go. That might even just be a little bit better. Like, kind of curls around on itself a bunch. It is May of year 3. I am worried about it. Park value is 14.9. This yellow thing hasn't really done anything for my park value, actually. Maybe I should have, I don't know. Maybe I should connect the path and just let it be. But yeah, those G's are very non-threatening. This is gonna be like my kiddie ride for, like, 8-year-olds who can't go on the big 10.3 Oh, okay, this thing has great stats, actually. What the hell? I don't understand anything about Rollercoaster Tycoon, clearly. Anyway, this is now, like, this ride for small children is now, like, the main ride in the park. How the hell do I connect this to my existing path network? I did just straight up buy a new Xbox. That's how I got it fixed. Okay, there we go. Then we can connect it from here. Yeah, that old one was pretty dead, though. I still have it. I just, I just replaced it. So I still have it, and I still feel like maybe I should just get it fixed. And then once it's fixed, just like, I don't know, go back to using that one, because this one has problems. This one has a number of problems that one didn't have. So, like, it's working. I'm playing Rollercoaster Tycoon, but getting the game to start was, like, not, it wasn't easy. It's a bit messed up. Let me go ahead and actually try to get this thing. Something tells me we're not going to need a queue line for it. I'm just going to... I've got the money. Let's try and connect this somehow. The good news is, the disappointing finish is still busted. The cars get stuck back there. Look at how perfectly distributed they've gotten themselves stuck so that they don't finish. The disappointing finish is like such a bad ride. Maybe if I put a chain here and a chain... Like, stop going on this ride if you're skinny. This ride is for heavy people only, who will actually have the speed to finish it. But the good news is that even though the whole Xbox situation has been such a misadventure, this Xbox that I bought did come with a copy of Metal Gear Solid 2 inside of it. And, like, the thing is, if you buy a console on eBay or whatever, and the description is, like, untested, and it comes with no cables and all of that stuff, in a situation like that, I feel like it's very possible that there could be a disc inside, because that means they didn't bother turning the console on, so they didn't check. But this one was advertised as working, and came with all the cables. So you figure the seller had to turn it on to confirm that it works, and they had all the cables to do so. So then how did they leave the copy of MGS2 in there? Like, if they turned the console on, first of all, they could have just hit the eject button to see if anything comes out. But also, if they turned the console on, it would have booted right into the game. So I don't even know how that happened, but they did accidentally leave their copy of Metal Gear Solid 2 in the Xbox, and it is now mine. So, great. That's another copy of Metal Gear Solid 2 that I own, I guess. Already had it on PS2 and 3, but I'll take the Xbox version, sure. I'm gonna totally ruin the aesthetic by placing this massive thing there. Looks like ass, but there you go. I really liked what we had going here. This looks so bad now. But, oh well. Nothing that can be done. Anyway, as soon as a person rides this yellow ride, its stats are gonna, like, shoot up. And then nobody will ever ride it again. see, we're in June of year 3, and we are at, come on, 16.4 on park value. 16.4. One more roller coaster should do it. I'm going to clear these trees. We're at 9K, so I have the money for this. One more roller coaster ought to do it. Yeah, I do wonder if it's that in Carnadine. Like, they might have... And I would feel kind of bad if it was that, but... I don't know. You know, survival of the fittest. It's a dog-eat-dog world out there. Only the best gamers will get the Metal Gear Solid 2s, I guess. But, like, I feel like they might have put the game in to test that it read games, and then they forgot to take it out. I'm gonna build the Virginia reel. It's time. Ooh, it even has sharp turns. I don't really know what a Virginia reel is. They kind of... I'm pretty sure they, like, spin around a bunch. So, it's a bit of a questionable ride, but we're gonna do it. Oh, this... What am I thinking? That's not gonna work at all. Well, this is a bit of an easy ride to make. You just do this. Let's see, that goes up to 20. That was 24. That's hopefully fine. The whole ride just sort of, because of the pieces that are available, it's naturally just gonna be a big cube. Anyway, there's my ride, I guess. Hopefully this gets me over 17, and then we just have to maintain over 17. Like, I'll probably have to build another ride after this. Just to make sure that as everything depreciates, we still stay above the 17. Oh, we're actually above it already. Okay. And we're in July. All right. Save me, Virginia reel. I'm not sure if this is any good or not. What are the stats? I guess the G's are okay. Oh, no, laterals are not okay. The laterals are super not okay. Where does that happen? We hit 3 G's. On the second to last turn. We hit 3 G's right here, so that's the problem turn, which is good, because that's very fixable. Oh, actually, it's fine. The nausea rating is really high, but I guess that's fine. All right. Well, here's my ride then. Just sloppily make a queue for it. connect that in over here. I'm kind of surprised I've gotten away with not really caring at all about, like, zoning the workers and stuff. I've just kind of got them roaming, and I guess it's fine. I guess that's fine. I should probably have a dude dedicated to vomit pickup over here, though. I feel like this thing is just an absolute vomit simulator, so let's have you just cover this area, and that's it. Oh, wow. Okay, no, we do need dudes. Hang on. We're having some problems over here. Wait, are there people on the yellow ride? That's actually crazy. I did not expect that. That area is going to be his. Looks like allegedly this will cover it. I mean, it is, though. Look at this thing. I could theoretically lower the intensity a bit by just making this bit longer. And actually, I think that would look cool, so I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. And then as you're walking to the ride, you would see this, like, long bit. Like that. That's kind of fun. I think. Awesome. Park value is at 18.4 now, so we're going to be good. We're going to be totally safe to get the 17K. At least we should. And it's always a little disheartening to see the roller coaster you built have no line, and meanwhile the bumper cars that you plop down in 5 seconds has like a full queue. It's like, where did I go wrong? Why don't you like my roller coaster? It's over in October, or end of October, rather. So we probably got another, like, 20 minutes or something. Nobody wants to ride this thing. Really shocked to see people riding the yellow monstrosity, though. Even with the over 10 intensity rating, somehow it didn't ruin its excitement. Virginia Real is too Republican for me. Virginia is solidly a purple state. If the Virginia Real is too Republican for the guests, they're gonna hate when I build the Oklahoma Real. We're gonna have to ruin the queue here for a bit in order to make this work, or ruin the path. There we go. Just casual. Just casual. If you're standing on the right part of it. This is actually kind of a sick-looking ride. I really like this, I really like this appendage that it has. I feel like that's really cool. It didn't really help the stats at all. It did lower the max lateral Gs by 0.2, but I feel like it just looks really cool to have this long bit that you just shoot down on, and as you're walking by, you like can interact with the guests there. 50 different spots themed after states. You would need 50 things in your park, though. I'm not sure how many parks have that kind of budget. Some of the things would have to be really bad. Like, I feel like Alaska would just have to be like, you know, the Igloo ice cream store, and that's like what you do for Alaska. You know, only a couple states can get rides. Only like the most premium states will get the rides. And then all the crappy states that no one cares about will just get like the bathrooms. You can just name the bathroom after New Jersey. It's fine. I won't be upset. I understand. Hear me out, though. Hear me out, though. If you were to build the 50 states amusement park, you do dueling coasters, right? You sync them up. You know, it's the dueling roller coasters, and they're the Dakotas. It's North and South Dakota, and so you pick North or South. And it's a bit weird to invest a ton of money in your ride themed after the Dakotas, but I don't know. We're at 19K. I kind of want to get it over 20. I kind of want to get it over 20 so that I'll have beaten the Diamond Edge goal. I'm going to build one. I'm going to build the space rings. The space rings are apparently, like, stats-wise, the literal worst ride in the park. That's why I have to build them. Tree that I actually want to delete is like blocked by a different unrelated tree. Oh, I put this in the wrong direction. Hang on. We want the exit to be in the front. Oh, wait, the queue... Can we get path here? No, this is not gonna work. I think this is impossible. Unless I can get the exit, like... Okay, you can get the exit there. This side allegedly works. I think the problem is I can't get the entrance over here. Unless... But then how the hell do I connect a path to that? This is kind of an annoying thing about this game. When you're trying to fix the entrances and exits, anytime you replace one, it like moves, or it like closes the menu, you know? There we go. This is how we're gonna do it. And then we can just connect that up, like so. Alright, cool. Space rings. I think the way you make the space rings the worst is by making it only one ring, and then setting it to, like, maximum ride length. And when you do that, it's, like, just the worst. It's the actual worst ride. I forgot I built that ship in there. The ship is so buried under trash, you can't even really see it anymore. Anyway, we're at that depressing part in this scenario where I've kind of beaten it, but if I look at it, then it makes the game run slower. So the optimal strat here is to just go stand in this corner and just wait for the timer to run out, which I don't want to do, but it is optimal. Wow, we've basically researched everything at this point. Hang on, I can find a spot for this. Where are we putting this thing? This will add like $8 whole to my park value, maybe. Would it even be $8? I don't know. This might add literally nothing. This is detracting from my park value because it's so lame. I actually can't even see anywhere where I could put this. You know, right here. What am I looking at? Yeah. I had to move that over one more. Hang on. Oof, look how hard the game is lagging here. You really don't have to build that much to make the game lag. It's a bit unfortunate. There we go. Get that open. Like, I remember early on, in one of the earlier scenarios, we built like an incredibly dense park. It was like, we had a massive amount of space to work with, but I intentionally limited myself to like a tiny corner of it. And we built this very dense, like horrible dystopian park. And it was entirely out of wood, so it was like the most flammable thing you've ever seen. And like it lagged like crazy, and I was like, man, this is hilarious. Look how hard the game is lagging. But like actually you really just have to build one roller coaster and then the game will start lagging that hard. I don't know if building that maze did anything for my park value, honestly. If it did... Wow, that might have actually... I mean, park value is a complicated calculation. Sure, it went up by 1,000 the second I placed the maze, but I don't think those two events are related. I don't think that maze is worth that much to the park value. I think it's worth very little. So building more of them wouldn't really do anything. Man, I remember apparently like a lot of the landscaping and Rollercoaster Tycoon is like the same on every scenario. Like no matter what scenario you pick, like the land is the same, and then Chris Sawyer would just like change a part or two of it quickly, but like all of the like the hills and stuff would be the same. I don't know if this is that topography though. I think that this is different. We are in the expansion now, so I think this is different. But there's like a huge amount of land out here that's just nothing. It would be fun if there was a scenario where you could build like you could buy construction rights on like a 1x1 long hallway, and then you could like build on a weird island out here. I feel like that would be cool. God damn, the disappointing finish still hasn't finished. How does this happen? How did he manage to pull this off? Look at that. He got stuck. Like, wait, they're fine. They will eventually make it to the exit. They're just moving incredibly slow. But they will eventually get grabbed by that. I'm not sure what the problem is that causes them to get stuck here, though. Like, I guess they can't make this turn coming off of the hill. This hill is a chain lift. So in the worst possible case, they would be taking the chain lift, and then the chain lift just wouldn't give them enough speed to make this too wide turn, I guess is the issue. Well, I'm not fixing it at this point. It's September. These people can wait. I mean, I'm gonna free them. I'm gonna free them because otherwise they'll get upset with me and then it'll tank my park value. It'll tank the rating. I don't know if that affects the value. Interesting scenario, though. They don't give you the easy-to-abuse roller coaster types, and you have to build on this stupid cliff. I think they're all going to be kind of more interesting. The vanilla Roller Coaster Tycoon scenarios were all, like, really kind of vanilla, you know? Like, you're on mostly flat ground. There were a few that were a little bit out there, but for the most part, you were on very flat ground, and it was just like, all right, you know, here you go, build... You know, you want, and almost all of them were like, you want X many guests after Y years, and those goals were really easy. Interestingly, I'm actually not going to meet, a lot of the scenarios were 800 guests in 3 years, and it looks like I'm kind of RNG, maybe not going to have 800 at the end of this year 3, so this would be a failure in that goal, but generally all the base game scenarios were like really kind of just the same thing over and over, and they're very easy. I think the expansions are going to be kind of different, though. I do know that they start introducing different goal types, which is exciting. But even if they don't introduce different goal types, I find this exciting. At least there's some kind of like trick to it. Yeah, if I were actually worried about failing, I would just run an ad right now and then we would win. But guests is not the goal here, so I don't even care. I bumped the price for this? Yes. Yeah, the one scenario in like the entire campaign that was really interesting was the one where you weren't allowed to delete the trees and you had to somehow build an amusement park in a forest. I don't know how you're supposed to do that without just building the whole park like 10 feet in the air so that you're on top of the trees. I'm gonna load into that save file after we're done with this. I want to see what I want to see that. It's funny because the description for that scenario was like, the local town council, you know, will not allow you to chop down the trees because they are conservationists or something like that. Like, it was like a, you know, environmentally friendly, don't chop down the trees to preserve the local, you know, character of the neighborhood or something. Meanwhile, I just covered the entire thing under like a steel blanket. Like, literally you couldn't see the sun anymore when you were in the forest. And it's like, is this what they intended? I mean, there was nowhere to build rides. You literally had to do that. You couldn't fit rides on the ground. You had to build them on top of the trees. I don't know what Chris Sawyer was going for there, other than what I did. Like, it had to have been that. Right, we're in October, so this should be over soonish. It's a shame that this part of the park is just not that crowded. People did kind of start coming over here. But yeah, not enough people wanted to ride these wild mice for them to ever have an actual line. This whole queue is just kind of pointless. I still like them. I kind of want to change the color on this one to make it blue. I feel like yellow looks bad with the red. That's also kind of questionable, but we're going to go with that. Yeah, it's very like... I don't know, there's an old PC game called Beneath a Steel Sky. They were absolutely beneath a steel sky in that amusement park. No idea what that game's about, by the way. Probably a lot of steel. I kind of like this ride. I like how we left the one tree in the center and how it's all like dark wood. This is like the woodsy area of the park because it still has a tree in it. It is a sick name. It's like a 90s adventure game. It's up there with like, obviously I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream. Also a top tier game name from that era. Yeah, a number of the Gabriel Knight games also have a sick name. They were cooking with those 90s adventure games. Someday I will get really into adventure games. I'll just play like 100 of them. Oh, well, hang on. Now it's the same color scheme as that one. I didn't realize I was doing that. Hang on, this can't stay. This can't stay this way. We gotta change it. That's kind of strange, but not terrible. Oh, man. I remember... actually, I just remembered lore. If we turn on invisible supports, it, like, resolves the lag. Like, the reason for the lag is the wooden supports. Something about drawing wooden supports just brings this game to its knees. And if you turn off the wooden supports, the game stops lagging. I forgot about that until just now. But, yeah, there we go. That fixes it a little bit. It looks stupid. Yeah, if I ever have to go on a thing hiatus again, I almost did Adventure Game Thing for Oklahoma City. It was between that and Extreme Sports, and I decided to go Extreme Sports because adventure games tend to be on the longer side, and I feel like it's much easier to break it's much easier to break extreme sports games across weekends and like when I'm not playing that frequently. Like imagine if I booted up like a sweaty ass adventure game and on Sunday afternoon I'm like, that was great. Anyway, see you guys 7 days from now when we try to remember what the hell's going on in this game. You know, like it just felt like the investment in the game would be totally lost if I had to break it up like that. So I ended up going extreme sports, which are a lot more like shorter, turn your brain off. We played very few good games out of the 30-ish. Yeah, exactly. Some of those games, I don't know. I would commit to playing like an old Sierra game, then that's all you would see on my stream for the entirety of the hiatus. I do want to play Sierra games at some point. I've never played one. I want to play like a King's Quest game and like sweat it out and beat it. I don't know if it's even possible. Maybe like some of the later King's Quests are like more reasonable. But like compared to, I don't know, it's like a totally different philosophy of point-and-click adventure game design compared to like a LucasArts one. Because like you can't die in a LucasArts adventure game generally. I might be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure there's no fail states. You just walk around until you solve the puzzles. The Sierra ones are like, oh sorry, you clicked wrong on the stairs, you're dead now. Load your save. They're just like so crazy. I own a lot of those games, VC. I own a lot of Humongous Entertainment games. I've got, I think, 3 Putt-Putts, 3 Spy Foxes, at least 1 Freddy Fish, and 1 Pajama Sam. So I could totally marathon all of those. The best part is that they're all like 20 minutes long, too, if you're an adult. Like, if you know what you're doing... I mean, even if you don't know what you're doing, it's really easy to just, like, do them real quick. I played one of the Putt-Putts kind of recently. I don't know what I'm doing, but I played Putt-Putt Travels Through Time, like, maybe a year ago or so. And it did take about half an hour to beat, even though as a kid, I absolutely could not beat it. Anyway, there you go. That is the scenario. Was a little worried about it, but yeah, not actually that hard. You just keep spamming coasters and eventually you win. Little tricky with the weird-sized plot of land, though. I do have to overwrite an old save for this, unfortunately. I forget what I got up to. I forgot that I named this park that. There's my Waterworld park. I'm just gonna delete Aqua Park, I guess. I think it's super old. I'm just gonna delete that. And then save that. Yo, thank you, Djibouti, for the raid. You've just missed it. I just finished the scenario for the day, so you just missed it. I do want to check something on my save though. Do I have that park where everything was built on top of the trees? I think it might have been this. It was definitely this. Yeah, here it is. I wasn't allowed to destroy the trees in this park. So I just had to build everything on top of the trees, and it looks like this. Oh god, oh, all the wooden supports. Oh god. Alright, this is pretty bad. When you turn the wooden supports on, look at this shit. Yeah, Muck, Xbox thing is officially back. I bought a new Xbox. It is here, and it is functioning, so Xbox thing is officially back, and that means Rollercoaster Tycoon on Tuesdays is now back. On weekdays, I am generally going to have to stream at 4 p.m. because I have a normal work schedule, so like, yeah, I can't stream at my 1 p.m. time on weekdays. But yeah, Tuesdays at 4. Today is not Tuesday, but generally Tuesdays at 4, you can expect a Rollercoaster Tycoon scenario. But that is scenario number 22. We can't look at it and be satisfied, unfortunately, because, like... Oop, didn't mean to click on that. I forgot to bring over the system save or something. I don't know exactly why this didn't copy over, actually. These should be unlocked. Like, look at how fucked this is. That this one is just like, yeah, that's just weird. But we will get the satisfaction of filling in these. I'm gonna stop the timer there for today. That'll be that. Three Monkeys Park will be next.